YouTube. What's up, loves? Give some hearts. Can you guys see me? Can you hear me? How's everybody doing? Intense energy today. Intense. Can you tell by my hair? What is this doing? What is this doing? I don't even know. I'm getting it done tomorrow. So it's happening today. Whatever's happening today. We don't care. I love, yes, good hearts. Awesome. So excited. I'm so excited for today. We got YouTube on. Cool. I'm going to bring on one of my favorite people. He's going to jump on in a second. So please get your questions ready. Like some serious questions for the men, for the masculine, the divine masculine that I'm going to be bringing on. So ladies, and good for the guys as well. Absolutely. He's just such a dear brother of mine. I love him. And we've been working together and known each other for so many years. And I'm really excited for him to share. And we've got some juicy stuff that he's working on that we're going to talk about as well. So love the hearts on that. So how are you babes doing? I see Molly. I see Miss J Scorpio Moon feels. Is that what's up? Is that what's up? Because I swear check this. You guys, this is how intense, it gets real. Sarah's getting real when she breaks out the gnarly amethyst and the gnarly moldavite. Maybe not that gnarly, but you don't need that much moldavite. Okay, let's be real. And this is just my little skeleton key that I absolutely love. I was like, I need some solid, right close to the heart today. Just energy and working through everything. Hi from England. So let me see where you guys. Hi, Wildflower Ari. Hi, beautiful, gorgeous, love. Who do we got? Let me scroll back and see you guys. All right. So how are you guys doing? Hi, hearts. Hi, Molly. Hi, Lou. Hi, Natasha. Yeah. So I'm gonna wait for my brother to jump on. And then we can introduce him and all that fun stuff. But how are you guys doing right now? What is hi from Rochester? Amazing. I love your guys' hearts. Yeah. So a lot of the energy that's been coming through today, especially, right? I know, and I don't know, are you guys wherever you are in the world, right? Okay. So LA, Los Angeles, California, we just got the wonderful news that nobody can celebrate outdoors on the 4th of July. Well, you can, but apparently you can't go around people, and no fireworks. Okay. So they're cutting the fun. There should be no fun having for people on this Independence Day. Ironic. Collectively, I feel like the intensity is happening again a little bit. So we're just remembering to hold the line, not get hijacked. The magic word is don't get hijacked. That's like when this wave of emotion comes over you and you can almost feel the cortisol come through in your brain and then in your body. And it feels kind of like getting pinged with a PTSD. I swear we're all going to come out of this and need some sort of little bit of work around some traumatic stress. Can we get some hearts on that? And as long as we're staying aligned in the heart, keep it solid. Don't be a Karen. Hi from South Florida. Hi, Katie. Coasting, okay, but you're not numbing, right? We're not numbing. That's not what we need to be doing. There is some, and give some hearts if this relates to you guys, right? Because I don't know, I hit this even myself every once in a while where there's a split second where you're you just want to tap out and be I'm done. Just thank you. I'm done. And that's not what we need, right? We don't need to be releasing or kind of checking out. That's not what we need to be doing. So just checking on that. Tired, but feel pretty good and inspired. Okay, good. So I've been noticing that with the intensity, the energy, it is coming. It's we're getting that inspired and that motivated again. And if you haven't taken time for yourself to release and get into the receiving mode and relax a little bit, then in the motivated energy and the sort of upswing energy, it's going to make you feel even more tired if you haven't taken that time for yourself. Ryan Keys. Hi, sweetheart. Tried to share what? But the link didn't repost. I don't know what you mean, hun. You can share. I think if you guys want to share this while I'm live, I think you can hit the little thing down at the bottom and then share it on either your stories or maybe just a DM. I'm not sure. Can you guys still hear me okay? Give some hearts. Let me scroll down. Well, now we're waiting on you. Waiting on Kiko. Look at him be fashionably late. Waiting on you, boo. Waiting on you. I love this brother. I love this man so much. What's it doing, honey? Let me give some hearts if you guys can still see me too. Staying creative, looking at everything as a blessing. Beautiful. Good job, Natasha. Kiko, baby, we're still waiting on you. I don't know what it's doing. Check your Wi-Fi. Processing. Yes. Hang on. Amen. Yeah. We still have fun. We always still have fun. We can find fun in anything. Even if you gotta if fun for you is like making pancakes in the middle of the night, nobody's gonna tell you not to do that. Hang on. I know you requested, baby. Okay, hang on. We're having technical. Give me a second, guys. Technical issues. No, it's not. Let me push the button. Hang on. Let me do it this way. Go live. Let's see if it does it this way. It says waiting.
There we go.
There we go.
What up?
Wait, where are you?
My sis. You hear me?
I can hear you, but I can't see you.
I can see me.
You can see you?
I can see me and I can see you. Yeah.
Okay. Guys, give some hearts if you can see me and Kiko, because honestly, I can I can't see your gorgeous face, yo. There he is. All right, you guys got him? Cool. Well, it's glitching whatever on my side, but I don't need to see you. I see you. I see you. I see you, boo. Hi, loves. Yes, they can see you too. Hi, boo. Hi, boo. All right, so this is the tribe. I don't think you've never been on here. Okay, so some of you guys. So here's what's up with Kiko. Hang on. Did he just jump off? What happened? Do we lose him? Meh. I feel like that little kid where the toy gets taken away from me. Is this no fireworks on the 4th of July? Hang on, come back on, Bo. Guys, put in the comments. Hang on. There we go. Let me see. There we go. You there now?
I think I'm here.
Okay, you figure everybody's like Mercury retrograde. Exactly. Leave it to Mercury retrograde, and then you keep.
I just call that bad fucking Wi-Fi.
Well, can you turn off your jam? What do you? Is it you? I don't know.
Well, I'm closer to my Wi-Fi, so we should be good. It's not going to be me now. It's going to be
okay. Cool.
It's going to be your fault now.
It's gonna be.
But I love you. I love you.
It's your fault. This is such a brother. I feel like we were little kids and brother and sister for real, in a past life. And we are in this life as well. It's so funny. Okay, so real quick. So for some of you guys who have either been watching me for a really long time, boo, I went and I checked our YouTube. We did a YouTube series 3 years ago. He's off again. It's his Wi-Fi. Let's be real. It's not us. Okay, if we're going to play the finger pointing game that everybody online seems to be doing, no, it's your fault. No, it's your fault. No, it's you. And blame game. But we're no shame. We got no shame in this bitch. Okay, we'll wait for him to jump back on again. So while we're doing that, I looked up. So if you guys want to go and check out 3 years ago, this boo and we did a love and relationship series. So good. So fun. That's on YouTube. You guys can check that out. And let me multitask over here. And he and I were on the same show together long There we go. Oh, it says Kiko's unable to join. We'll see. We'll see what happens. He might be fixing his Wi-Fi. Okay, we'll wait for him to jump back on. We'll see what happens. So anyways, I wanted to bring him on and answer some really dope questions. We'll see what happens with that. But love him so much. We were on a show a long time ago when we were like, well, I was a baby. He's a little older than me, but we're both babies still. So, and we had such a blast doing, it was when we were in our Hollywood days, and we both went on a whole separate spiritual journey, super fun. And then when we ended up like going on our own separate journey and then finding each other again on like in a conscious expo or something. Hang on. Okay, we'll see. Give some hearts if you guys can see and hear me.
Yes, and then you tried to like get my number, and I was like, no.
What? I did not try to get your number.
I was like, I know.
You are full of it. You are full of it. He lies. He lies, ladies. Maybe not in relationship, but right in this moment.
That's what I don't do. I don't lie. I don't have time to lie.
Then why you starting? Why you lying?
I know. No, you know
that's what we call a projection.
Actually, you walked by me at that expo, and there was a bunch of beautiful women and men. Obviously, you walked by me, and we made eye contact. And you were like,
"Who's that haggard?"
What's up, brother? What's up, brother?
What's up, brother?
And I was like, oh, I know her.
I know her from something, but not from the show that we were on. That's the thing, is he was like, I know her. And we were both like, gosh, you look familiar. And it was totally one of those like old soul connections. And then we're like, weren't we on the same show like forever ago? But totally not even remembering that. It was hilarious. Boo, you got to fix your Wi-Fi. Hang on. We'll see. So I love this. I love this, brother. And we've been friends for such a long time. And we always do love and relationship stuff. Whenever we get together, we're always like diving into like figuring out self and figuring out spirit and figuring out just like relationships. And he gives such good relationship advice. So, okay. I love that you guys are laughing. So if we get him back on, then we'll talk about all that stuff. And we got Ryan Keys in the house. What was 3 years ago? 3 years ago, Call Time Warner. It's not mine. I'm not on I don't use my home Wi-Fi. I don't use it for this exact reason. 3 years ago, we did a YouTube love and relationship series. It was like a 3 or 4 part series, I think. It's in my playlists on my YouTube channel. Such a good time. So fun. All right. Well, while we are waiting, give some heart. Can you guys see me? Are we good with it's such Mercury retrograde. Why? Can you guys see right now? What, Kendi? Say again. I know it might be the internet, so give some hearts if you guys can see me. Okay, cool. We're good. Because I jumped on once and then it gets cut off and then, and whatever happens. So, Kiko since 2001. I don't remember what year it was when we were on the show together. I don't remember. It's been like forever. Mercury retrograde hasn't hit quite yet, but I'm still a little nervous. Dude, isn't it like straight up? It's like a hot minute away. No, sorry. Mercury retrograde happened on the 19th. We're in it. We're in it. But that's because we can blame everything on Mercury retrograde, right? All relationships, all exes coming back. That's always a good time. Kiko is legit. I know he is. So we'll see what happens. But other than that, let's dive in with you guys. You were in the same acting class? That's awesome. I didn't know that. Right. I didn't know you were an actor, honey. So we'll see what happens. But other than that, okay. what are we diving into? How are you guys feeling on relationships? How are you doing with your relationship with yourself? Yeah, girl, we're in it. Your connection's acting funny. Is everybody's connection acting funny? We'll see how long this live lasts, you know, because every Mercury retrograde, there's always some weird whatever. We'll see. Katie, amazing. We love that. We love that. Okay, so let's write in some positives, you guys. Write in what amazing things are going on, because that was a big theme of this week as well, especially in relationships and, of course, relationship with self, because that's how everything starts anyway, right? So if you got friction in your external relationships, there is some either miscommunication happening within, some sort of friction happening within, because it always shows up outside. So that's where we get to take that wonderful R word, responsibility, because that's where our power is at. So that being said, checking our emotions, because there seems to be a lot of reaction out of fear, and that's not choice, right? So what I'd love to bring more awareness to, a big theme that came up today, yes, gratitude, and we all, right? It's so easy to kind of like say that, and yet at the same time, what ways are we putting into practice to actually step into that gratitude? Yes, for our relationships, but also, have you been having that like gratitude conversation for yourself? Where have you been celebrating wins? It's super easy to be listening to the news, super easy to get caught up in all of the thisness, friction stuff, especially with how people are speaking to each other online. Even people who 2 months ago were preaching about being woke and being aligned and peaceful and namaste, and now everybody's just like, meh. So somehow the golden rules got out the window, which is a great reminder. So when it goes out the window, it's always a nice reminder. Whenever there's triggers, it's always a nice reminder. Whenever there is a breakdown, it's always a nice reminder. So we don't, unfortunately, as humans, we don't ever shift. We don't make change until we break something down. That's just how we are. So when it's in your relationship with you, if you're having an internal breakdown, if your communication is in a breakdown, then that's our greatest opportunity for getting to a next level and actually shifting and changing more of what we want. When we can do that, super. Okay. Kiko, if you can hear me, I totally can see that. 10 minutes, he might jump on. Okay, cool. Let me scroll up and see how you guys are. So what was I saying? Getting into gratitude, but putting that into like a practice, and then how you're actually, okay. And then how you're actually showing up with yourself. So that's a key reminder, because whenever there is, that's where I was. Okay. Whenever there's a breakdown, we tend to see if this resonates. We tend to get so focused on, oh my God, that's like a breakdown, rather than looking at it and being like, wow, okay, well, that got presented so that then we could create something new. But if we stay focused on the negative aspect of it, of like, well, why is this happening, blah, 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 then we don't ever move into the something new. We don't ever move into possibility. We don't ever move into creativity. Right? So give some hearts if that's relating to you guys. Whenever there is a breakdown with anything, even your own, always starts with you, even your own emotional reactions to things. I'm laughing because, not because it's funny that I'm seeing, like, it's really not, okay? Everything that I'm seeing and how people are talking to each other online, like, for real, like, it's not funny at all. There's so much shaming going on. Like, it's borderline nauseating, okay? Like, I'm watching everything and it's like, seriously? Like, we're forgetting golden rules. We're forgetting just how we want to treat each other. And yet, and everybody's playing the right wrong game. Basically, full breakdown of every relationship, hands down. So, which is a wonderful time for a breakthrough. And now we've got like war energy, okay, metaphorically. Okay, I don't know if that means literally. Let me check in with you guys real quick. Been in deep work with self and relationships. Okay, awesome. Because I put a lot of time into trying outside of myself and it didn't work for me. Of course not. Because anything that's happening outside, right? And this is where when we can, so you guys give some hearts if you guys have heard me say this before, right? That like we are we set the tone within, right? Everything outside of us is the echo. So if we can just remember that principle, if we can just remember that if we are setting the tone, because we're the conduits of energy, of vibration, like your heart literally is emanating. It's pulsating, right? We have a whole auric field that pulsates. So all the non-verbal communication that happens, all the energetic communication that happens before verbal or emotional or anything like that, we're pulsating out. So we're rippling out this energy. So you set the tone. It's like, imagine you had like a little gong bowl or something like that, right? And or like a little gong or like the little sound bowl, something like that. So you're setting the tone here. Everything outside of you is the echo. What we do most of the time, because our eyes usually focus outward, we very rarely close our eyes to look within unless we're meditating or making it an intentional act to look within and then say, okay, well, if things outside of me are happening and they're the echo, then like you can't shift an echo. It's the echo of the sound. So when you shift the tone, if you were to shift the shape of the bowl, if you were to change the shape of the gong, then it would have a different tone. If you would change its density, if you would shift its density, tone, right, all of those things, then the vibration would change to either a higher or lower, right? And so that's where we get to say that, wow, okay, we are fully in power of every relationship that we have, everything. Let me scroll down too. Quick little side, right? One that I think is just, it's free online. I was like skimming through. I was like, okay, I need to just shut my mind off. And sometimes I just like to watch mindless entertainment or something educational or something that I can just absorb information. And so literally I was on YouTube movie section. You can go into YouTube movie section for free and watch the Celestine Prophecy. Give some hearts if you've ever watched that. Old school, super, super old school, like done in probably, I don't know when they shot that movie. And there's some nice reminders in there of how projecting dominant energy versus relaxing and receiving energy and just, but showing it. Because sometimes since it's energy, we forget because we can't see it. So we forget that the energy happens before words. The energy happens before actions. Everything is a conscious intention and the energy behind it before anything else. So when that happens, when we can remember to say, okay, what is the energy that we're setting first and foremost? Give some hearts if that's resonating for you guys. And let me scroll down and see. Thank you, Ego Kikya. Let's see. Hang on, Bo. Catherine, you just rewatched it last week? Seriously? I love that you're so in alignment. Hang on. No, my thing's not working. Give me a second. He's trying to request. Can we get it? Yes, you guys are resonating. Okay, good. Give some hearts. Do we got you?
I figured out the
Oh.
problem.
Do share, boo.
I've been meditating too much. It's my
That's a problem?
I think it's not going to work. I'm like,
you too high vibe? You're like, I'm too high vibe for digital products.
So check it out. If it does it again, next week when I get my actual phone, because I'm on somebody else's iPad.
Okay.
Phone.
Okay. Yes.
So if it cuts out again, then I'm just gonna actually go via text, and then we'll be moving next week when I can do that. Cool.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that sounds good.
Just keep rolling.
But other than that, let's see if we. Okay, so one person said that they had a question. If you guys do have questions, like write them in and stuff like that. Yes, conscious language. I was talking about energy. I was talking about that our energy sets the tone beforehand, and kindness and all that fun jazz. Somebody had a question and I can't find it right now. What's the biggest thing that you guys are dealing with in relationship with self and like relationships in life right now? I would say. I don't know what that is. Somebody's like, can you do it at noon? Appreciate you, babe. Soul Circle is at 7 p.m. on here, but I love you. Okay, so reading books was really great at what is this? Okay. Oh, you've read the book, The Celestine Prophecy. And my energy was in really great vibration. Awesome. Learned a lot of things because I think there's a lot I don't know about energy stuff. So I'm such a like energy nerd on all of this stuff. And maybe that's just because in my awakening process, it became so acutely just aware of all of the subtle things. All right. Well, Kiko's going to jump on next time, but either way, you guys can prep some questions for him on that one. I love him so much. He's so much fun. We literally, whenever we get together, we literally act like little kids that just, I don't know. He's literally like the brother that I never had in this life. And I absolutely love it. And he takes such good care. He is such like a heart. There's not many men that I have in my life that just have such like love, just brother, just pure agape love heart for, and that's the other thing that I think is really super important that we need to create more of, that relationships don't always have to be like romantic, sexual or whatever. Like you can create such amazing, just like you are my tribe, you are my family, like love you so much in like all of the time. Like he lives another place. He comes down and he stays with me and we hang out and we're talking all the time and we co-create stuff. And it's like those kind of like multifaceted relationships that like I can say anything to him. We keep it super real with each other. There's no weird communication. If there is, we like go through it because right, whatever. You're like, oh, I kind of took that personally, whatever. And then you talk through it. It's that pure love, just pure love. And whenever, I'm always asking him like relationship advice, I give relationship and personal development stuff. And then he's like, who I go to for that. And he's just like, sister, that wasn't a man. Like, he's always like, keeps it so straight. So he's that brother. And so where are the relationships like that? Where do you have relationships like that in your life? And if you don't, then talking about energy again, opening up that field, opening up that energy field. Sometimes we get so caught up in like, oh, I want this kind of relationship or this kind of relationship. When we forget, this goes back to the Celestine prophecy, rather than trying that sort of forceful, this is what I want, dominating energy. It's like open and then just receive and allow things to show up into your field. It's that practicing of like, think about water, and you're either like pushing water and trying to force something to happen, or you're opening and you're receiving and letting it flow. That's also masculine and then feminine. And so where are we showing up in our relationship with ourselves with that? Where are we showing up in our friendships? Where are we showing up in, and like, no matter what sex friendships, right? So like my girlfriends, my guy friends, I was always kind of like a tomboy. So I always had more guy friends than I had girlfriends, but that's other reasons, right? Yes, it's a give and take. Exactly. So bringing gratitude bringing appreciation for focusing on the areas that you do have love, that you do have really powerful, strong connections with people, right? Like go and check where those already are. And if for whatever reason you don't feel like you do, then allow your, like check your energy. Like which way is it? Does it feel open? Does it feel expansive? Does it feel like you're kind of receiving? Or does it feel like you're trying to get something? And you'll know what I kind of mean if you guys go and watch, like it's on YouTube for free. Go and watch the Celestine Prophecy. Because if anything, that would be super great for everybody to have a reminder of, especially during this time. Like there's little things of just, honestly, it was like, even I was like, oh, that's right. Like just take a second and look around and recognize that like energy is in everything. Love is in everything. Love is through people. It's bringing awareness and appreciation and gratitude. And if we're not bringing if we're not in a conscious choice to do that, then where is our attention? If we're not putting conscious choice to gratitude, putting energy towards what we want, then like, where is our attention? Is it on the news? Is it focused on, even like, oh my God, look at how everybody's like shaming each other online. Great. We're either over it or we're in the middle of it. I stay out of it completely. It's just not my jam. Too much Libra. Enough Libra. I got plenty of love. And it's just not my jam. I'm like, okay, observer. I just watch all of the chaos. And I'm like, seriously? We just reverted back there. Okay. Can we get back to like alignment? This was a nice reminder for everybody to be like, cool. That's a breakdown. Let's not give any more reason to cause anger and frustration with each other, because that's not unity. If it's not collaborative, what are we doing? It's not community. That's not love. So bringing back focus on what are we in gratitude for? What relationships do we have that are embodying all of those aspects that we want, that we have within ourselves, and that we want to create in community, the lifestyle of love that we want. Love is the most courageous space we can have. I know. And I did the live that I did before, because somebody literally said, they were like, well, with all this stuff, like you got to be real. You can't just like talk about love all the time. You got to be real. I think those things are funny, because being in a vibration of love, let's just clear this up super quick. Being in a vibration of love, staying focused on unity, equality, staying focused on love within and love outside does not mean that you bypass shit. Doesn't mean that. Never, ever. Doesn't mean that you won't like swing into frustration or anger. It doesn't mean that you don't see things clearly. It doesn't mean that you're like, oh my God, everything's like through like rose-colored glasses. Doesn't mean that. It means that you're holding the line for where we're all going, where we're hopefully all going. Bravery is opening your heart, even if it breaks. Nothing breaks. Nothing breaks. I know it feels like that, right? Totally feels like that. But nothing ever technically breaks. I know you like the science of like when your heart actually breaks and like yeah. And we're not made to break. We're made to expand, which means we have to bend, we have to stretch, we have to be moldable, we have to be changeable, we have to be open to change and shifting, so that then we don't break. Because that's not what we as humans are, that's not what we're made for. We're literally designed for expansion and evolution. So if we're not doing that, then we're going in an opposite direction of our own innate, I was going to say innate nature. It's the same thing, right? In our innate, like who we are. We are literally designed to evolve and to expand. And the definition of expanding means to stretch and change and shift. And in order to do that, you have to unravel things in order to, right? Sometimes you got to like pull it back and make it a little bit tight so that then you can really feel the dimension of possibility. So what if in the breakdown, we're actually finding and creating more space for the possibility to be filled with love? What if in the breakdown, we're cracking over and chipping away at the walls that have been there for such a long time? And in chipping away at the walls, you actually allow for more space to be filled. And if we choose to fill that with love and equality and harmony and honor and respect and all of those positive things, then we're just chipping away at the old in order to expand and fill it with more of what we say that we want. But we have to chip away in order to, right? How do you make a hole? How do you make a hole bigger? Let's say you have a little hole. How are you going to make that hole bigger if you don't start chipping away at the sides? And then all of a sudden now it's bigger and now you can fill it with more stuff. Now it's expanded, but you had to pull away all of this other stuff. And so what if we're looking at things happening in the world that we can chip away because we're making more space for what we want? Good night, Ryan. Understanding, yes, unity, harmony, exactly. There is no going back. Literally, we don't ever devolve. It doesn't happen. We either stay stagnant. You guys all know that when everybody's like, oh, I feel stuck. You're never devolving. You're just staying stuck, or you're evolving, right? So when it comes to energy, you're either breaking away something so that then you can move forward and evolve, or you're staying stuck and stagnant. So when we focus on, I mean, it's so funny because it's like, especially now, like now more than ever, our deep dive inner work. I don't care whether this is for you to succeed in business or for the relationships that you want, or just you to be the happiest, highest version of you. We're literally chipping away at all of the inner work things. They are being showcased now to everybody. If we thought we could hide from them before, they're being showcased now more than ever. What's been the biggest thing that's showcased for you guys? Like is it fear? Is it, anxiety, all of that stuff? And then I want to also bring it in, and we can probably do cards tonight too. I want to also bring in like, cool, what are the positive things? So what is being highlighted that is breaking down, that we are being able to look at in all honesty? Because if we can't look at it, if we're not willing to be truthful with ourselves and look at the things that we're like, oh, I don't feel like I'm so good at that, then we won't be able to expand and move more into the direction of evolution that we say that we want. So if we're not willing to look at that for ourselves, and we're not willing to look at that on a collective scale, oh, wow, what collectively is like, gee, that's not working. That's not equality. We talk about wanting equality. It's literally getting showcased on how we can break down what's not working so that then we can create something that we do want that is working. I think this time is one of, with all of the destruction, but see, like, I think it's one of the most beautiful times. There's anxiety, absolutely. There's fear, absolutely. You have to honor every single one of those emotions. Yes, absolutely. And in self-mastery work, you know the truth that the breakthrough doesn't happen unless you're breaking shit down. So if you're in breakdown, you celebrate breakdown. You celebrate it. It's like a positive thing. You're like, awesome. I am in total breakdown. That means I am literally on the verge of breaking through to the next highest potential. Like that is literally what it means. So every single time, and give some hearts if you were like in the self-mastery school, and I mean like the real tools, like the real, like you have gone through it, not just like I read a book about it, but like you're putting those into practice. Real, true inner work celebrates the breakdown because it literally means you're on the verge of the breakthrough. You're like right there. Hold the line. Don't give up right before the breakthrough. That's the lesson in everything. Your breakdowns with yourself, your breakdowns in romantic relationships, business relationships, friendships, whatever those are, and your relationships collectively. Let's celebrate the breakdown because it means we're so fucking close. Don't give up in the middle of it. Sit with it being uncomfortable. Because when we run away, when it's uncomfortable, that's when we don't, it's not everybody else we're giving up on. We're giving up on ourselves. Because we are the collective. Sit with whatever feels uncomfortable. Let it just be okay. Get into the full, just let it break down. Don't beat anybody else up in the process of the breakdown. Do your very best not to do that. That's called projection. And yeah, it totally feels uncomfortable. It totally does. When was the last time you went to the gym and you stretched your legs when you haven't in a really long time? Hurts. It hurts like a lot. I know I have like one tendon in my leg that every single time, right? Just because my leg was born a little, I'm a little kinky. My leg was born a little kinky. And so there's one tendon that I always have to stretch. It tightens up so hard. And I got to stretch it a little extra and it hurts so bad because it's stretching it. And then you build muscle and then you stretch it. That's what my fitness trainer told me anyway. However, right? Stretching the muscle, it's a little bit painful. Don't give up in the breakdown. Don't give up on yourself. Don't give up on everybody else because everybody else is you. So many people want to just be like, oh, that's tough. Oh, that I just want to check out. No, that's too much. I don't want to push like a little bit further. I don't want to stretch myself. I don't want to expand myself. I don't want to then get to the highest or next highest version of my potential. Because yeah, it takes effort. It happens in relationships a lot too. We need to learn more capacity. We need to learn those tools that will help us stretch, right? You need to learn how to stretch. You can hurt yourself if you don't have proper tools in learning how to stretch. If I didn't go to my trainer and I'm like, okay, what muscles, what am I supposed to be stretching? What am I supposed to be working out? Like, help me know my body. That's what tools are for. If we don't do that, we might hurt ourselves in the process, or we'll just give up because we don't have the tools. Collectively and in all relationships, especially your relationship with you, because that's the first and foundational point for relationship. Tools are foundational. It's like your magic bag. If you don't got tools to build a house, how are you going to build the house? If you don't know how to build the foundation, how are you going to have a foundation? Get some hearts if that's resonating. Yes, we got fires, we got bullets, a target. Yes. how to fully trust is where I need to expand on. Vulnerability, keeping it reals. Okay, awesome. So how can you, this is perfect. Get some hearts if that relates to you guys all, right? Everybody has trust issues. Everybody. Everybody's like, oh, vulnerability. Eesh, that feels like a muscle I don't want to stretch. I love you, girl. I love you. I'm not. You're so relatable. Yes. So, you want to get real? Should we get real on this one? Because I'll break this down super, super quick. Couple things. First one, trust has nothing to do with the other person. Ever. Has nothing to do with what they're doing or what they're not doing. Trust has to do with how many times you've crossed over your own boundaries. How many times you either said that you wanted something and you didn't do it, said you were gonna do it and didn't do it, did something when you didn't, right? Like you drew the line and then you made whatever excuse and you did it anyway. So that's you crossing over your own boundaries to then tell your subconscious, oh, I'm apparently not valuable enough to have boundaries. So therefore, then I cross over them, which means I can't trust myself to be following, like matching my words with my actions. Give some hearts if this is resonating for anybody. We're just going to break down. We're just going to break it down. So if you're not matching your words with your actions, and that's an internal trust conflict, because there is a fragmentation between one part of you that wants this and the other part of you that wants this. And as if they're in an argument and not trusting each other, until you integrate those two and bring unity, collaboration, and connection and alignment, until you integrate those two together, you will have this feeling of a lack of trust with the things outside of you. The echo to the tone that's happening inside of you. So your song bowl is vibrating at, I don't trust myself. And that echo goes out and shows up as, oh, I don't know if I can trust that person. The other thing about vulnerability, and here's how, right? So you guys hear me say all the time, like, what are you making it mean, right? So what are you making vulnerability mean? What are you making it mean that if you're vulnerable, what will happen? Here's what I truly, okay, let's go here. Give some hearts if this resonates. Do you believe, so I'm gonna just kind of be a little intuitive. So that's why I'm saying give some hearts if this resonates. Do you believe that if you're vulnerable, they will leave you? I'm using a lot of quotes today. Right? So like if you're vulnerable, if you show up vulnerable, because then whatever you're making vulnerability mean, like, oh my God, that means I'm going to be weak. And then if I look weak, then I'm not powerful. And then I'm not confident. And nobody likes an inconfident or a not confident person, because then I'm going to look like I have all these insecurities. And then, oh my God, they're going to leave. Maybe. We got some hearts on that. Cool. Got lots of hearts on that. Cool. Because that's the fears that, oh my God, somebody's going to leave. And yet, when we're not vulnerable with ourselves, who did we really leave first? Hence, again, thinking the other person is going to leave, or the fear that they're going to leave, because you already left yourself. You already abandoned yourself from being in the moment of vulnerability because you thought that that meant you would be weak or insecure, right? All of the things that you make it mean. So we abandon ourselves before we leave anybody else. We abandon our own moment of being vulnerable with ourselves before anything happens outside. Again, tone, echo, tone, echo. So if somebody leaves, then one, they might be abandoning themselves with their vulnerability. And relationships are about practicing being the best that you can, practicing healthy patterns when maybe before you have been practicing unhealthy patterns. And so if a new healthy pattern is to practice vulnerability, then the success of a relationship is not whether they stay or leave, it's how you show up and what you practice. And if you're showing up with practicing being vulnerable at the risk that they might leave, at the risk that they might think that you're insecure, when all you're doing is practicing being more vulnerable to have deeper levels of intimacy, then it's not about them. You're practicing. It's about you. Because your goal, everybody's goal, should always be, what level of love can you get to within? What level of intimacy can you get to within? Because that's the tone that creates the echo outside. So if they leave, then maybe they didn't know how to be vulnerable. Maybe they abandoned themselves for their vulnerability, but either way, it's never about them. It's about, how do you want to practice? What do you want to practice? How do you want to show up and say, this was a success because I did the best that I could with what I wanted to do? And if that means practicing healthier patterns in relationships, and if that looks like vulnerability, then show up with that and declare it and be like, you know what, I'm going to practice with you being vulnerable. And it might look weird because I don't know how to, right? I'm just practicing. You're never going to be perfect when you're practicing until you learn how to get better at it. And you either have a partner who's down to do that, or one that doesn't know how to do that because of whatever they're making it mean, and fear and blah, 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 and whatever. And you don't have to figure them out because that's not you. Waste of time. Just thanks. Cool. Want to find somebody who can. So it's always you to you first before anybody else. How are you practicing with you? And when you can practice with you first with somebody else, when you can practice getting to deeper levels of intimacy and love within yourself, then we have all heard and read the meme and all of the quotes that say the relationship that you have with yourself sets the tone for all other relationships. And you can only love others at the depth that you can love yourself. And so if we truly repost those with the purpose of knowing and wanting to be and actualize and live that truth, then how are we putting those things into practice on a day-to-day basis? Because that's the difference between living the work and just talking about it. That's the difference between actions and words matching. I love you. Tuesdays are terrific with you, Sarah. Thank you, babe. Appreciate that. Love you guys all. Oh, and we only have 5 minutes left because how did this all happen? All right. One shuffle, 3 cards. Okay. Energy for Tuesday. Oh, yep. Oh, upside down. What do we got? What do we got? Okay. Bam. Love. Love. Can you see it? I know it's backwards. Love. Self-explanatory. What we need more of, what we need to stay in alignment of, the only truth. The last card, I am truth. So when people are like, oh, love, like you need to be real, you need to be true, blah, blah, blah. This is the truth. This is how we're going to get to everything. Okay. Not the cheesy stitch it on a pillow, but literally the embodiment of it, the living it, the actions behind, or with rather, the intention of love. And if you want to call it another word, if love is too cheesy, If love is to feel like you're going to like stitch it on a sweater and start knitting, then call it joy, because that's the highest vibration anyway. Love in all forms. In what form? For yourself, for each other, right? But the doingness of it, because this is an energy. It's an energy. So until we make it real within our actions, it's just a concept. It may as well be stitched on a pillow. Everything has to follow with actions. Every idea, every concept, every energy isn't tangible until we follow it with actions. That's what makes it tangible. Again, that's the difference between knowing the work and living the work, understanding the work and doing the work, like thinking about the work and being the work. The one in the middle. To bridge the gap between love and I am truth. One in the middle. So good. Can you see it? Forgiveness. Forgiveness. Yes, girl, it's a lifestyle. That's why it's the conscious lifestyle. Because you're bringing consciousness and awareness to all of it. It's through your intention. If it's not intentional, it's passive. It's accidental. I'd rather be intentional. I'd rather know the step-by-step process to create it over and over and over again. I would rather have the tools that I know if I use this hammer with this nail, it's go and like slam it into some wood. I'm going to eventually have a foundation. You know, slam it with some love. Forgive. So this goes to first and foremost, must forgive yourself. Talk about trust issues. Must forgive yourself for any time you abandoned yourself or gave up your boundaries or whatever caused or is creating the lack of distrust. Then must forgive whatever anybody else did as they were learning how to be human. Not always the best at it. No one is the best at it. And we get hurt by people who haven't learned the tools on how to be love all the time, because this shit isn't taught in school. But it is a lifestyle. Exactly. With a text confirmation. And forgiveness collectively. We can't move forward until we can actually forgive. Everybody on all sides. Stitch that on a pillow and sleep on it every night. Wake up and read it. I love you guys. I am Sarah Delane, the Conscious Lifestylist, here to support you in having conscious relationships, healthy relationships, living in a lifestyle full of love with yourself first and foremost, and giving you those tools. And for those of you who want to create online businesses as coaches and practitioners and help create a better world. I love you guys. See you next week. Bye, YouTube.